Our opponent Thursday. Why them?
Well, a lot of people have said, why them? So, I just built a relationship with the coaching staff last year. They really wanted to come in last year when we were desperate to get teams in because of COVID. So we had to, try to get anybody we could get into Hilton last year. And they were super excited to come. And at the 11th hour, like a lot of people, they had a COVID issue and they couldn't get in. And the coach really, really wanted to come back to Hilton. He's a guy that's brought some of his athletes here to train in our RTC before. And so he's got a lot of Iowa State connections. I think he's got a connection with Kyvan Gadsden. He was actually coached by Kyvan's father. So there's a lot of Iowa State ties there. Ultimately, I thought, after the Christmas break, it'd be great to get kind of a match under our belt to get ready to take on Arizona State, a top 5 team in the nation. And obviously, we just found out a couple hours ago that we're not going to wrestle Arizona State. So we're looking for somebody to wrestle somewhere on Sunday right now. But that was the plan, to get somebody in to kind of get our feet back underneath of us, and more than anything to help their program out a little bit.
Now that you've had time to retroflect on Iowa and the ensuing academic break, what do you take out of that Iowa match overall as a team?
Oh, you mean in early December?
Yes.
Like I said afterwards at the press conference afterwards, I felt like we competed really hard. There were some matches that, like in a lot of dual meets, that you felt like you could have won. I felt like we had a shot to win at 174 for sure, and felt like we had a shot to win at 149. But we competed well, and that's what we were looking for at that time of year. I think anytime you get a chance to wrestle the number 1 ranked team in the nation and the defending national champs and your in-state rival all at the same time, you got to be excited about it. So, I felt we had good energy.
So what are you looking for in January from your team? You talked about what you were looking for in December. What about January?
Well, we have to keep progressing, and I know that sounds cliche as a coach, but we have to be better than we were the first semester, and that's always my battle cry is we really have to make the most of practice, so when we get out and compete, we're just a better team, and we're better individually prepared. And you like the Christmas break because it gets you refreshed, and it gets your guys kind of re-energized, and it's a long season, so we can go all the way to middle to end of March. But that first one back, then you still kind of fight weight issues, because right when you get your guys kind of used to their weight class, you send them home for 8 days, and wrestlers really like to eat. And so, you got to kind of reboot a little bit. So you're mentally fresher, you're just a little chubbier. But, we had a good training phase these last 8 or 9 days, and so we're ready to go.
On the team now, the guys who were true freshmen last year and now are in their second season, what do you like about their wrestling progress?
I think what I like most with those guys right now is just I'm seeing signs, not that they're even close to all the way there, but I'm seeing signs that they're figuring out how to win outside of the room and just their daily lives and what time they go to bed and what they look like when they get to practice. I see signs. Like I said, we're not all the way there, but there's some talented guys in that in that freshman class again. And so we need to keep winning out of the room, or winning out of the room. I say you got to win the day. We're only with you 3 hours a day on average, and those other 21 hours are awful important. And so when those guys figure that out and master that a little bit better, you'll see better results on the mat.
We just had Younger in here. Like you said, there were a lot of hurdles to clear to get him here. There were a lot of hurdles to clear once he got here to be able to stay here. What has, as far as you're concerned, given you the most encouragement in terms of watching him here?
I just think Younger's upside is still just so high right now. I mean, I think everybody's saw a pretty good guy, but I'm telling you, he's still got things to figure out. He's going to have some really good moments, and he's already had some good moments this year. He's going to have some tough moments yet. There's situations that he's got to figure out that you can't get ready for unless you put a singlet on and it counts and there's a referee there and a crowd there. There's certain positions and certain just circumstances when you involve adrenaline that he's got to master, and the only way to master that is just reps. So luckily he's in on his college clock, he's a young guy, and like there's a lot of old men in wrestling now, and he'll be an old man when he's done wrestling as well. But he's just got to have those mat experiences.
Parker, in his 6th year, can you have imagined competing 6 years at Iowa? Would you gladly come back again for
I probably would
after
have,
winning
yeah.
the title?
I probably would have, yeah. I think a lot of us that are still in this business are in this business because we are wrestling junkies. So I was a wrestling junkie. I was like Parker. I couldn't get enough. So we're sure glad to have him.
What was the process like for you going through the conversation with him to go back down to 141?
At the very beginning of the fall, he wanted to try it, and I said, I'm okay with it. One thing I've learned in the years of coaching is that when you tell a guy he's got to go weight, it usually is blown up in my face. So I want it to be his idea, and I think he saw that. I think the real thing that made him go down was, I know up until the Iowa match, there was some workouts that he was coming out of practice like 4 under, 5 under. And so I think that gave, maybe I need to be at 141. And I think Ian's strength is his strength. I think he's big and strong at 141, and I think he loses a little bit of that at 149. So I know he's excited about it. His weight's in good shape, like I knew it would be, and he can start his the second semester to make a run.
As far as the rest of the team, is everyone pretty much back to health? Or
Yeah, I think so right now, knock on wood. If we can get through this little, there's been a lot of, random COVID cases here and there. We have not had anybody sick, but we've had a few positives. But right now it seems like we got everybody swimming in the right direction.
With Younger, how do you guys, mentally help him train to go into those matches and be in such, new situations while also balancing, school and just normal life outside of the room?
Well, he had a very difficult first 2 semesters. Last year's spring semester and this year's fall semester. The English program that he was in was super, super intensive. So he spent all day in school, like, typical college student will go to 2 classes, if that. And he went to class all day long. And then on top of it, having to manage his weight and trying to figure out the rules and the style. He had so much on his plate. So I think this semester he can breathe a little bit. His curriculum changes. He doesn't have the English requirements as much as he did, and he can kind of be a little bit more of a normal college student. So, and he's gonna have ups and downs. But I think everybody see that there's a really good guy there. When he starts getting more comfortable on the mat, we got a really good guy there.
Who have you seen in the room really make an impact for him, outside of you and Metcalf and St. John?
Well, obviously Coach Fernando is huge because not only do they speak the same language, non-English language, they just have become very close, and they have Fernando's born Cuban as well, so there's a tie there, and I think him and Marcus Coleman have really been good for each other in the room. I think there's a lot of competition there, good competition, and they're really pushing each other hard. So when those two go in the room, it's something. All right, guys, thanks.